Hey guys, I'm just on my way to Chinatown right now to grab some food, little bite to eat. And actually, you've probably noticed by now, if you've been watching a few of my videos, in a lot of my videos, I'm on my way to Chinatown. Because, as I say all the time, Chinatown is my home away from home. And I go there to do my grocery shopping, but I also go there when I want a little snack or a bubble tea. And bubble tea is something that I'm trying to avoid as much as I can, but I can't completely just, sorry. I can't completely cut it out of my diet because I'm Chinese. It's like bubble tea flows through my veins. So, it was engineered for us, right? So I can't, but I used to drink it like several times a week when I first discovered it, way back in the 90s. Yeah, I had my first bubble tea in the early 90s in Vancouver when it was new in Vancouver. It was new in the West. And there was a little place called Zouk on Canby Street. Does anyone remember Zouk? Any Vancouverites here? Opposite Oak Ridge Shopping Centre on 41st Avenue. And all the school kids used to go there after school, and everybody had a bubble tea and rice with minced pork and egg. Do you remember that? Does anyone remember that? That was the only dish they served. The entire menu was just was bubble tea and rice with minced pork and egg rice with minced pork and egg, which is a Cantonese favorite for anyone who's not tried it. But you got to use fatty minced pork, and I haven't found anywhere in London that serves it, so I make it myself, which is another reason why I go to Chinatown. When I need my fatty pork, whether it's minced pork or pork spare ribs, I must go get it in Chinatown, because you cannot get fatty pork in any of the Western supermarkets. Like, white people think there's something wrong with fat because they've been brainwashed by the institutions to think that fat is your enemy, when fat is actually your best friend. It's the secret to why I look like this at 52. Fatty meat. So yeah, I digress. So when I come to when I want bubble tea, I come to Chinatown, but I've now reduced it to about maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. Because, as I've explained in a previous video, I'm on a low-carb diet. Every now and then I go on a carb detox. I'm not going to go into all of that now. Just watch my other video on the subject. Because we should try and eat mostly real food. Meat, seafood, eggs. Those are the best things you can eat. And limit the carbs. But again, I'm not going to go into all that. You could just watch my other video on the subject. But I'm in Chinatown again today because, as I was saying, it's my home away from home, and it's just natural, like for any immigrant in the West or any country you emigrate to, right? You naturally gravitate towards your own community for familiarity. Even though I have been in the UK for decades, I still find this there's this sense of home comfort when I come to Chinatown. And this is something that I mentioned in my previous video, right, where I was talking about immigration and assimilation, and I asked for your guys' opinion on the migrant crisis and what's going on in this country. And in that video, which I suggest you watch after this one, I differentiated between the immigrant experience, like myself. I came here as a legal immigrant, and the and asylum and illegal migration. They're all separate issues that have all been conflated into one. But one of the things that a lot of Brits complain about, which I think is a little bit unfair, is how we immigrants congregate together and form our own communities, because it's just natural. Like, as I was saying, I've been in this country for decades, but I still feel most at home and happy in Chinatown because my blood is Chinese. I'm so British. A lot of people can't even tell that I'm Chinese. They think that I'm white because just living here has just kind of like I don't know. I've just like, oh yeah, what's going on? Did you see what just happened there? It was hilarious. One of the main reasons I bought this device you're seeing me film on, this DJI Osmo Pocket 3, is that the camera is supposed to track my face and see wherever I go, it follows me. But my camera saw something and went and followed that, whatever it was. I don't know what it saw. I don't know what my camera decided was of more interest than me. But did you see that? The way it just like swung over there? That's never happened to me before. Maybe there was someone who looked like me. Is that possible? Maybe my doppelganger. I had a doppelganger. Again, when I was living in Vancouver, there was another Chinese guy of my age that all my friends kept seeing everywhere and saying they thought they saw me here, there, the other. And you know, there were so many sightings that even my family told me they thought it was me. There was this other guy swanning about Vancouver like an imposter of me, who I had never seen that person before, but people were always telling me that they saw me. And it came to the realization that I had a look-alike. I wish I could meet this person. Wouldn't you love to meet your look-alike? But everyone said they swore it was me. This person looked exactly like me. But I think the only difference was, my doppelganger was a little bit more femme than I am, apparently. He was gay, I think, and you know, I'm bi, but he was proper gay. And that was the thing that people said that was how they could tell it wasn't me, because he was more camp than I am. So yeah, I don't know why. How did I get into this? Oh yeah, I think my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 saw somebody else and thought it was me, or got turned on by what it saw. I don't know. That's the first time it's ever happened. But okay. There's my really ridiculously long introduction, as always. I don't know why I can't just keep it to... I start every video with an introduction and it ends up being like the length of a video in itself. So, okay, here I am now in Chinatown, and I'm heading to this place. Oh my God, so many... I hate noisy vehicles. Don't you? Noisy. It's like, you know those people who pimp their motorbike or their car to be really loud and just be a noise polluter, and they think it makes them cool, that they're just like disturbing people everywhere they go. And I believe that it's just it's men who need attention because they're missing that attention in their life, and they get some sort of an ego boost from everybody looking at them, even though people look at them in disgust and irritation, but it's still attention, right? They say there's no such thing as negative attention. Attention is attention. And that's why we see today with all these like woke virtue signalers who go on social media just for attention. They have meltdowns for attention. It's a negative attention, but still attention, right? Okay, yeah. There I go again. Like, I cannot focus on anything for any length of time before a distraction sends me down the wrong path. But okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip the camera around now, and I'm going to take you to where I'm going, which I'm on Shaftesbury Avenue right now, which is London's main Theatreland street. Is like the Broadway of London, but it's also Chinatown. It's like the outer edge of Chinatown. So you've got a whole load of Chinese restaurants along this street, which actually is really awesome, because if you are going to the theatre to watch some gay musical and you need to eat before the show, the best thing to do is just pop into one of these restaurants along this strip for Chinese. Chinese food is fast and snappy, and you know, they serve you real quick and they get you out real quick, because that's a very Cantonese thing. As soon as you finish, out. You know, make room for another customer. We want to keep the turnover going. And unsurprisingly, right, you need a lot of covers to be able to pay the rates, you know, to keep your business going, especially in London. The rates are astronomical. When I say rates, I mean business rates. And that's not just, I'm not talking about just paying your rent for the location, but paying the business rates, like taxes, right? It's very hard to make ends meet. But the Chinese are very practical about it. Like, we pack them in, pile them high, feed them, and kick them out. You slap the bill on the table as soon as they finish eating and make them feel really unwelcome. Like, that's a very Cantonese thing. Especially if you go to, if you're into like the kind of noodle house diners or Chinatown, the coffee tea houses, they'll slap the bill on your table. In Hong Kong especially, less so much here, because I don't know if they can get away with it quite as much here. I think white people find that rude, but I think a lot of them, you know, who are Chinatown regulars know that this is how we conduct business. Like, don't hog a table when you finish your food and there's people waiting outside and you need to make that rent, right? So yeah, it's quite normal for us, especially in Hong Kong mainly, but I've seen it in some places here. Slap the bill on your table as soon as you finish eating and start clearing the table. Like, they often like remove dishes that you haven't finished eating, and then you're like, like when you haven't finished it, right? You have to. This is what I've done this many times in my life. Like, you can't just say, "Hey, I'm not finished," or, you know, "Master Bao, you know, haven't finished. I'm not full yet." You go, whoa, like, yeah. This is how you stop them. You have to show some desperation by repeating that sound, which is usually which is like white is our version of hey, 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 hey. And it's not just in a negative sense. Us Cantonese, when we answer the phone, we're like, "Wait, or we go, or when we have to get off the phone, we'll be like, okay. You don't just say bye. That's curt and rude. You just go bye. Yeah. That's just how we, you know, you got to repeat the thing about 10 times to be polite. Yeah. Because you Westerners probably see this sometimes and think we have some kind of stuttering speech impediment. No, this is our manners. Oh my God, I'm so distracted with my own blabbering that I took the wrong turning and I turned left when I should have turned right. Because I'm used to going that way. When I cross that road, I can't remember what street that is. When I walk down Dean Street to Shaftesbury Avenue, I usually turn left because I'm either heading to Meat Fresh for my bubble tea, which is like Meat Fresh is a place where that's my favorite place to get it, because they use, they got special tapioca pearls that are not tapioca. They use taro, and I think it's a healthier alternative, because we've always had stuff like rice balls and taro balls in our cuisine, but this tapioca stuff, the sticky, gloopy black tapioca, is a newer invention, and I did a video all about that subject. I'm not going to go into it here, but you know when that Simu Liu thing happened about boba, and the people on Dragon's Den was like, we don't know, people don't know, we don't know what the ingredients are, we don't know what's in it. And all the boba libs freaked out, calling them racist. But I actually defended them, saying, it's true. We don't know what's in it. Can you tell me? Well, I mean, we know that it's tapioca, which is made from cassava root. But what's in the drink? What are the ingredients of drink? And you know what? I'm getting into this whole controversy now. I may as well just remake that whole video, but I'm not going to do that. Just go watch the video. And don't even debate me on this until you've watched that video. But yeah, that's why I like Meat Fresh, because they use traditional, old school, old-fashioned taro and rice balls, like mochi, which we've always had. And I always think things that have been around longer are better for you than new inventions that didn't exist until recently. Old school, keep it old school. So yeah, now I'm walking down Shaftesbury Avenue towards Piccadilly Circus. Okay, so I've reached the street I was looking for, which is Rupert Street. And on the corner, we got Dave's Hot Chicken. This place, Dave's Hot Chicken, I don't know what it is. There's always a massive queue. You see they've got those red barrier things there. Well, sometimes the queue goes all along the side of the restaurant, and you think there's some sort of like a celebrity appearance, but no, it's just chicken, fried chicken that they're queuing up for. I don't get it. But also, if you look at the crowd inside there, it's a very particular audience that this place attracts. Yeah, it's a very specific demographic. Young men that we call roadmen here in the UK. You all Brits know what roadmen are. If you don't know, just Google it. I'm not going to describe them. Yeah, Dave's Hot Chicken is the #1 destination for roadmen in central London, and on some nights the queue goes down the block. If you ever want to see 200 roadmen standing in one spot, that's the place. Okay. Do you know what? I've been meaning, there's 2 places here adjacent to each other I've been wanting to try for ages. This one is a Taiwanese street food place called, I don't know how to say it because I can't, it's called Old Tree. And I just think it looks good. I don't really know all that much about Taiwanese street food, but because I eat mostly Cantonese, but it just looks really good and I'd like to try it. I did live in Taipei when I was 4, and we ate a lot of Taiwanese street food. This is the other place that, actually I have tried this one, Master Bao Pastry, where they specialize in, Tart is the thing that I know from here, the most famous thing, which is the Hong Kong style. Well, you could argue, is it Hong Kong style or is it Portuguese? Because they're like the Portuguese Pastel de Nata, right? Which is the same as Hong Kong egg tarts. But because Hong Kong was, wait, I'm going to flip the camera around. Because of Macau, which is like adjacent to Hong Kong and was a Portuguese colony. So while Hong Kong was a British colony, Macau was a Portuguese colony. The Portuguese influence brought the tarts there, the egg tarts, and they became a Hong Kong specialty because we Hong Kongers do them a bit different. I don't know about you, but personally, I like the Hong Kong tart way more than, sorry Portuguese people. I'm not knocking, I love your pastel de natas, delicious. I love the crisp, what do you call it? What's that pastry called? The crisp pastry. I know it. Let me know in the comments if you. It's a type of pastry, isn't it? No, I love it. But us Hong Kongers, we do it not with the traditional way the Hong Kongers do it. It's not with the crisp pastry. It's a different type of pastry. That's I don't know how to describe it. It's a little bit like shortbready. It's not flaky, but more crumbly, and the egg part, we make it the Hong Kong egg tart. Oh my God, there's something about to fall on my head. Oh, it's just a sign blown in the wind. The Hong Kong egg tarts, the paste, the filling, it's not as sweet. Because one of the most important things about Hong Kong Cantonese, or maybe all Chinese desserts, I don't know if it's let me know if this goes for all Chinese desserts, but Hong Kong desserts, Cantonese certainly, we don't like them too sweet. Like a tart, egg custard tarts, a tofu fa, tofu dessert, a tong yuan, rice balls with sesame, those are pretty sweet. But do you know what? I like to squeeze out some of the sesame. I like to cook them, when I make them at home, I like to cook them till they burst and the sesame oozes out, so they're not full, and it kind of goes into the soup. And oh my God, I'm scared of this sign flapping in the wind. I don't want this to be like a final destination scene while I'm standing here making this video. Wouldn't that be awful? You're watching this video and I get decapitated by a sign. Okay, I'm moving out the way. That's not the way I wanted it to end. But we que sera, right? When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. I just don't want to go in a horrific, gory accident. I don't want to die slowly from disease either. I just want to fall asleep and die and, you know, not wake up, right? That'd be the ideal. God, this took a morbid twist, didn't it? Yeah, okay, so, do you know what? All this talk about tarts is making me want one, which is awful because at the moment, as I said, I'm on a reduced carb diet and I'm avoiding stuff like tart. But I haven't had a tart in months. I haven't had a cake, I haven't had anything like that. So I deserve it, I've earned it, right? Because I've been eating so well. Oh my God. Do you know what it's like when you haven't been eating something that you really love for ages and then you have one? You appreciate it so much more because you know if you have, whatever it is, if you have it every day or, you know, too often, you don't appreciate it anymore, you take it for granted. But I'm thinking I should try one of their, I'm thinking I should try one of their tarts for you to show you what I'm talking about. But I'm scared I'm gonna have an orgasm on the spot because I haven't had anything like this in a while. Do you know what I mean? I might do a When Harry Met Sally. Okay, so I'm gonna have to control myself, and that's my problem. I lack self-control, and I'm gonna really have to just zen. I'm gonna have to like channel my inner calm and not get too excited when I eat it. Don't you hate those influencers who go around eating things and everything they put in their mouth, they're like, like, I'm not gonna do that. Well, I hope I'm telling you now I'm gonna do that, but I might do it. Because again, I even do that when I'm out with friends and family, when I'm not even filming and I'm not trying to be an influencer. So I probably will do it, but I'm telling you now, I'm gonna try not to. Okay, so once again, I'm here in front of Master Bao Bakery. It's Rupert Street, just off Shaftesbury Avenue, where the Gielgud Theatre is, where Oliver is playing. So if you're walking down Shaftesbury Avenue towards Piccadilly Circus, you get to Rupert Street. When you see Oliver playing at the Gielgud Theatre, you turn left on Rupert Street, and then you get to Master Bao Pastry. And I'm gonna go in and get one of their tarts, and I'm gonna eat it for you. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever eaten anything for you guys. Okay, let's see what we got here. Soya egg tart. I've not tried those before. Soya egg. Crispy layers with fragrant soy pastry. So I guess that's a savory one. And then you got creamy cheese tart. Yeah, cheese here. I don't eat cheese. I'm too Cantonese to eat cheese. The new generation of Chinese like to eat cheese, but I don't. I was brought up without cheese. Okay, so this is, it looks like tart, but it's durian tart. Durian is lao lin. Lao lin is like a durian, yeah, stinky fruit. It smells like a sewer, but tastes like heaven. According to my mom, I won't eat it because it smells so strong, but she said it tastes like heaven, smells like hell, tastes like heaven. And here is the handmade egg tart. So this is what I talk about. This is what I think I know as tart. But actually, to me, it looks more like the Portuguese one than the Hong Kong one. Yeah, because it's got the crispy flake pastry. Well, I'm having it anyway. I love them all. Like I said, I'm not like. Crispy crab roe, xiao bei, I think that's pronounced. I don't know Mandarin. Oh, that sounds good. See, I came in here thinking I wanted savory. I mean, it's sweet, but now I'm seeing like certain savory things that really got my attention. Crispy crab roe, that sounds amazing. We've got chestnut pie, crispy seaweed xiao bei, I think that's how it's pronounced. Let me know. Well, you can't let me know, can you? You can't pronounce things for me. Well, tell me if I pronounced it wrong. Cod xiao bei. Oh, that sounds good. I love cod inside. You know the Spanish tapas croquettes? that have cod inside them or cod croquettes in the same. Okay, and these ones are called croissant tart. Pudding-like texture. Taro tart. I love my taro. As I was saying, you know, I had taro pearls in my bubble tea. Chicken floss xiaobei. Chicken floss is like, I've not had chicken floss before, but we often eat pork floss in Cantonese. It's like, it's got like a candy floss texture, but it's actually pork that's been put through some process that's like stringy and flossy and light, fluffy. It's really nice. Lemon flavor xiaobei. And then there's these packages to take away. Oh my God, you know what? I'm so indecisive because I'm only having one item and I don't know what to choose. Here's the menu with everything at once. Do you know, I'm gonna have to stop and reflect, think for a while. I'm not gonna keep you here while I'm deciding because I can take a long time. I have to look at every single item on the menu and imagine it, look at what it is and imagine myself eating it and, you know, evaluate whether it's the right choice. So I'm gonna stop here while I have a think, while I look at the menu and have a think. Okay, so after being distracted by a whole load of different choices, including savory ones, which is wasn't what I had come in for, because I was gonna get a sweet egg custard tart, the dan tat, which I mentioned. I am gonna stick with the dan tat. I'll come back here to try the other things. So for now, I'm just gonna get the dan tat or the pastel de nata and let you know what it's like. Well, I'll eat it for you to see. Okay, so I got my dan tat now. And wait, this is in the wrong position. Okay, so I got my dan tat now. And I realized I was pronouncing it the Cantonese way, dan tat, but it's not a Cantonese business. So I think it's Taiwanese. So I asked her, how do you say dan tat in Cantonese? I mean, in Mandarin. And she said, dan tat. So it's almost the same. Instead of dan tat, they say dan tat. I think I said that right. Again, let me know if I said it wrong. But this is why I cannot learn Mandarin though. Because I know everything in Cantonese tones. You cannot make me say dan tat instead of dan tat. It sounds like I'm mispronouncing it. Do you know what I mean? Any other Cantonese speakers out there who just cannot learn Mandarin? Because it's like you've got to unwire your brain, right? You've got to unlearn everything that you've learned. Because we all know, right, that our entire language is built on saying things in the correct tones. And so trying to say the same words in different tones is like butchering our words, and it just doesn't come naturally. And like, I know it's dan tat, like it's dan tat. It just doesn't sink into my head any other pronunciation for dan tat. I mean, I can remember right now that it's dan tat, but I'm not going to remember it in an hour. Do you know what I mean? Can any of you guys relate to what I'm saying? Like, I remember in school, when I was in school in Vancouver, and we had a lot of Hong Kong immigrants, because there was a massive influx of Hong Kongers into Vancouver in the 80s, when everybody who could afford to fled Hong Kong before the Chinese takeover in '97, because they thought that they could no longer live in Hong Kong under Chinese leadership, so they all went to Vancouver. And my school, they offered Chinese lessons, but it wasn't Cantonese, it was Mandarin for Hong Kongers. Yeah, so all the Hong Kong kids enrolled in Chinese, thinking it would be so easy for them, but a lot of them failed. The white kids did well. Like, all the best Mandarin speakers who picked it up really easily were white Canadians, but the Hong Kongers just couldn't get it. Because, as I said, you've got to unlearn everything you know. All the habits that we have of how we pronounce things with our Cantonese tones, to unlearn them and say in Mandarin, it's impossible. You're better off starting with a clean slate, not knowing anything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so if anyone else has been through this experience of being Cantonese and trying to learn Mandarin and you just can't, let me know. I don't know. I like to think I'm not the only one. It's not just there's something wrong with me, but that this is something that other Cantonese people experience. Okay, so I found a place where I can sit down on this lovely bench here to have my Tart. Okay, so here I am seated in Newport Court, I think this is called. It's not a square, is it? But I mean, it's a square, but it's not called a square. I think it's called a court. Yeah, Newport Court, which is like the main square in London, Chinatown. And I'm gonna have my Tart. Do you know what? I really should have eaten it already. Like anyone who buys one of these would normally just eat it as soon as they buy it, because you want it hot, right? The whole point of buying one of these from a bakery rather than the supermarket is that it's hot, because they taste so good when they're hot, and then when they cool down, it loses something. I mean, I wouldn't even buy one in a supermarket anyway. I've seen that well, not only have I seen, I've tried it. They sell them in M&S now, Marks Spencer. Mark and Spencer. That's how we say it in Cantonese, isn't it? Mark and Spencer. Yeah, they sell them in Marks and Spencer and Waitrose as well, and I've tried them both, and I thought they were disgusting. But my white friends liked them. They thought they were good, but it's because they're not connoisseurs of I would imagine Portuguese people who try the M&S and Waitrose ones would find them disgusting as well. I mean, not absolutely, like not so disgusting that you'd vomit, but just not right, not satisfactory, too sweet and too processed tasting. So let's see how this one fares. Like, as I was saying, it looks a lot like the Portuguese ones. I wouldn't class this as a Hong Kong style Tart or Tart. I would class this as a Portuguese Pastel de Nata. But in Macau, there's a lot of traditionalists that make them in the Portuguese style rather than the Hong Kong dim sum style, right? So let's see. Yeah, it's got that really crisp, flaky Portuguese style pastry. But there's a name for it. I feel so stupid that I can't remember the name, because I'm a foodie. I know my pastries, and there's a word for this kind of flake pastry. It's like some people call it flake pastry, but there's a proper technical word for it. And this is exquisite, I have to say. I'm sorry, Portugal, but this is better than the Portuguese ones. I mean, no, I'm not the global authority on what is a good nata, right? But my palate, sorry, I'm talking about my mouthful. I can't just make you wait till I finish my mouthful, right? My palate, it's a Hong Kong palate, right? And as I was saying, we don't like our desserts too sweet. We like them we want a hint of sweetness. So this is why we've perfected your pastel de natas, because we made them less sweet. They're too sweet, your Portuguese ones. I'm sorry, Portugal, again. But it's just, this is a cultural thing, right? I'm not like, they're lovely. When I was in Portugal, I couldn't stop eating them. But they are a lot sweeter than ours. Oh no, that thing that I said I wasn't going to do. But oh my god, it's so good. Seriously, if you like your natas, if you like your pastel de natas or your Tart, go get yourself to Master Bao Bakery on Rupert Street. Try one of these, let me know what you think. This is the best, like I'm telling you, this is the best Portuguese style pastel de nata that I've had in London, made by Chinese or I think Taiwanese. And then if you try this, you'll see what I mean. The way we do it, it's more creamy, and the texture of the egg is less, it's like jelly. It's more jelly-like, because that's another thing. We Chinese like our jelly textures. And you like tofu pudding, what else? A lot of our favorite things are jelly-like. On this, we've turned your egg custard into this really smooth. It's not like custard. It's like, I can't even describe it. It's like the texture is so light and it's jelly-like, but creamy and not too sweet. Oh my God, it's so good. Do you know what? I might take back what I said, because I said at the beginning of the video that I think the Hong Kong dim sum ones are the best. But this is seriously, I'm in ecstasy right now. Well, ecstasy in English, as my mum would say, 好食到暈啊. So good I could faint. 好食到暈. 好 good 食 eat 到 as 暈 faint. Good eat as faint. 好食到暈啊. You put an at the end of everything. 好食到暈 is so good I could faint. 好食到暈啊. You put an at the end of everything in Chinese, in Cantonese. So good, yeah. Also the flake pastry on the outside is really flaky, crunchy. It's like the crispiest, crunchiest flake pastry I've ever had. It's greasy though. My hands are greasy. I didn't get anything to wipe my hands with. I'm going to wipe it on the paper. I'm the sort of dude that wipes my hands on my trousers, my joggers. I don't want my hands, I won't wipe them on chinos because it's not appropriate, but I'll wipe them on my joggers. I wipe my mouth with my hands. I'm like a disgusting, typical Cantonese uncle. Okay, anyway, I think I've been going on long enough. And I don't know if anyone's attention span could tolerate any more of this video, so I'm going to end it here. Yeah, so let me know, what kind of egg tart do you prefer? The Portuguese or Cantonese style? And where do you go to get yours? There's a chain of Portuguese Pastel de Nata specialists all over London. I can't remember what it's called, but they're everywhere. Those are really good as well. I'd say this was on a par with that, except the main difference, as I said, this one is a little bit less sweet and the texture is more jelly-like, and the pastry is the crispiest I've ever had in my life. I'm telling you, us Cantonese, oh no, they're not even Cantonese, they're Taiwanese, I think. They're really good at doing crispy pastries. It's a specialty of ours. And yeah, and I've just I discovered earlier on this video the place next door that I want to try as well. So I'm going to go back there in another video and try their Taiwanese street foods, and of course I have to try all the rest of the pastries in Master Bao. But what do you think I should try? Because I know Chinatown like the back of my hand, and as I said, I'm always here, but I'm conscious that there's other kind of Cantonese communities that have popped up in London, especially in the last couple of years with all the influx of Hong Kongers that have moved here. I remember I saw something online, some article about, oops, pardon me. That's a sign of appreciation in Cantonese. It's a polite thing to do, to belch after you eat something. I might edit it out because I don't want to disgust you guys while you're watching this. I don't want to reinforce the stereotypes you have about us lot. But yeah, I heard that there was there's a new like there's some. I heard that there's some good Chinese stuff that's opened in I think it was Surbiton. Somewhere in is Surbiton in Surrey? Somewhere in southwest, like outer London, southwest. Apparently, a lot of Cantonese have moved there and set up business. And I heard that there's some really good noodle houses. Maybe just like one good noodle house. I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone live there? You can tell me. Is it just one good noodle house, or is it even good, or is it just media advertising hype? Yeah, I think it's Surbiton, or it might be Guildford. No, it's not Guildford, because I know Guildford. I've been to Guildford, but I haven't been to Surbiton, so I think it's Surbiton. Should I go there? Is it worth me checking it out? And also, I saw there's a cha Chinatown, West Chinese, Cantonese style, Western influenced tea house in Brick Lane in Shoreditch. I've not tried that one either. It's a trendy place apparently, which I don't know. I usually don't go for trendy. Like my best Chinese meals have always been in places with like fluorescent lighting and cheap furniture and gruff service. To me, that's a proper Chinese. Well, I mean, obviously we've got our higher end restaurants that are elegant, sophisticated, beautiful, refined ambience, but I'm not talking about that. That's another thing. I'm talking about when you want like a tasty, slap up, cheap eat. I don't usually go trendy places. I go to places where all the old people go, because they know best. We want it cheap and fast, no frills, no decor, and no fancy service. Abrupt service is what we look for. Abrupt service that tells us the food's going to be good. So let me know if you've recently come over here from Hong Kong, and where are you? Where do you live? And what's it like where you are? Any good places I should check out? Or if you are someone who's come here and opened a food business and would like to tell me about it, let me know. Let me know in the comments. And as ever, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you're not already doing so, please subscribe to my channel. According to my stats, over 80% of you are watching my videos but not subscribed, and it really makes a huge difference to us as creators, to our performance with the algorithm, if you subscribe and like and comment and share. So thank you very much. And if you enjoyed this video, do watch this one too. Thank you, and have a great day or evening.